Volkswagen, from what I can tell, is going to be one of the first car manufacturers that's going to have a vehicle that actually has a monthly subscription that is gating actual speed and horsepower in the car, which is really funny and also kind of sad in so many ways. We're going to be on Dexerto today. This is by Carver Fisher. Thank you for the article. It'll be linked down in the description if you would like to check it out for yourself. Volkswagen's ID3 Pro and Pro S vehicles are some of their latest car models, and while they look like a typical car the iconic vehicle manufacturer would deliver, there's a secret under the hood. For both of these models, the maximum horsepower is listed 228 bhp, brake horsepower. However, driving the vehicle normally, you can only push it to 201 bhp, and in order to get that extra power out of it, you'll have to pay extra. And around $20 a month, $200 a year, or a lump sum payment of roughly $760, you can get that full horsepower. And while it's difficult to imagine why ID3 models are limiting themselves or forcing a paywall for users who want to put the pedal to the metal, Volkswagen explained their reasoning behind the charge. Just before we get deeper into the article, I'd like to remind everyone, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. If you do, 95% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed, so please hit that subscribe button. And if you want to support directly, please go over to patreon.com/TheTechnoJelly and join the credits and get some exclusive videos for yourself. The way the sub works for their ID3 vehicles is incredibly bizarre. Rather than it being tied to any one driver, the sub is tied to the vehicle. So for instance, if someone were to pay the full price of buying that power boost for life and they were to sell their ID3 secondhand, whoever got the car wouldn't have to pay for it. I mean, I guess that's nice. Interesting that it's vehicle specific. Okay. Volkswagen views the service as a way to offer people more power under the hood without having to sell them a new car, which, I mean, guess makes sense. Offering more power to customers is nothing new. Historically, many petrol and diesel vehicles have been offered with engines of the same size, but with possibility of choosing one with more potency. These traditionally are higher up in the product range with more specifications and a higher list price. Read a statement sourced from Auto Express UK. If the customer wish to have an even sportier driving experience, they now have an option to do so within the life of the vehicle rather than committing to the outset with a higher initial purchase price. The car is presented on the configurator with 201 bhp with the option made very clear to customers. But I thought it said that it was listed as having 228 up here. Because it's listed as having 228 bhp, but you have to pay extra for that. It only goes to 201. Though I don't understand what 201 bhp is. Is this what the tweet is? So it's 120 kilometers per hour is what you can push it to without the subscription. Which, to be fair, are there any I mean, I guess there is the roads in Europe where there isn't technically a speed limit, so you can go over that, but anywhere in Canada or the US, I don't think 120 kilometers, there's nothing above 120 kilometers per hour, if I remember correctly. The US uses miles per hour, so I slightly don't know, but at least in Canada, nothing is over 120, let alone 100. So it is really for the people who want it and want to do that. But like anywhere, at least in Canada, the US, I don't even think you're allowed to go that fast on any road. In all fairness to Volkswagen, it's pretty rare that an average driver will push their car to that limit, which makes sense as what I just said. However, there's a great deal of backlash from potential buyers who would have to purchase the vehicle and then have to pay even more to unlock its full potential. However, Volkswagen's business ventures aren't all this continuous. They've started selling sausages and managed to sell more sausages than cars in 2024. I mean, to be fair, more people are buying sausages than buying cars. I don't think that's a good metric to do because, like, most people don't buy a car every year, and most people will buy a sausage most likely at least once or twice a year. So yeah, I mean, I think out of the way to do subscription services for cars, this I actually don't mind, because like most people aren't even going to interact with this because most people aren't going above 120 kilometers per hour. So the average person isn't going to be bothering with this. But for the people who do want it, they could get a car that is probably cheaper and being able to push it to this. I mean, which is nice. Though I can see the car enthusiasts being annoyed, like they were, like the article did mention. But the problem is that like car enthusiasts are a very small market. I mean, to be fair, they do spend a lot of money because they're car enthusiasts, but like the average customer, I don't think is going to be disturbed by this or affected by it, which I think is the biggest worry that something like this could have. The problem is if they start gatekeeping average driver's experience through a subscription service. Like if like certain aspects of like the navigation system were blocked off by subscription and stuff like that, which I do feel like actually already exists, but unfortunately I'm not a huge car person, so I don't necessarily know. But I can see it being a big problem in the future if they start gatekeeping things behind a subscription service. It is interesting that it's car specific instead of like account specific. So like if someone buys the lifetimes thing and then sells the car, they have it as well, which is interesting because that could be a good selling point if you're trying to sell the car secondhand as well. Like, oh, I bought the subscription thing, so you have it, you don't need to pay for it yourself, which is, I mean, hey, for the secondhand market, that would probably be really nice. So it'll be interesting to see how well that actually does for a selling point for secondhand, or if it matters at all. And it'll be interesting to see if next year's model has this option, or if it's just a 1 year thing and they go back to whatever it was before, or if this is something they keep doing and keep expanding on. Because like, honestly, for other cars, I don't see why not you could do this. Because, like I said before, the majority of people aren't going faster than that anyway. So most people, it would save them money. If the car overall is cheaper because of this, I feel like it would be better. Though if it doesn't affect the cost at all, really, then it doesn't really matter. So I guess could potentially be a net positive for both sides. But I don't know. Subscription services, I'm still cautious about them in general because companies have become really obsessed with them. And I hate now everything is a subscription service. So I don't know if I generally want to encourage that because I feel like letting companies have even more subscription services is a bad thing. And to be fair, I won't be encouraging it because I'm not going to be buying this car because I'm just not that type of person they'd be selling to anyway. So I guess I'm already not supporting it, but I do hope that even if this is a success, it doesn't start an avalanche of subscription services for cars, because I feel bad for people that are really into cars having to have subscription services for so many different types of things. And it would just suck. Like, everything has become a subscription service and it sucks. So hopefully this doesn't continue the avalanche of that. Thank you everyone for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. If you would like to subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. 95% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed, so please hit that subscribe button. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you dislike it. I completely understand. You just heard my opinion. I would love to hear your opinion down in the comments below. If you'd like to support directly, please go over to patreon.com/TheTechnoJelly and support directly and join all of these nice people in supporting. If you'd like to follow me on other platforms, I have a Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Threads, all at The Technojelly. Thank you everyone for watching today's video, and I'll see you in another one. Goodbye, everyone.